Steve Bowers and
Jordan Dyer.
We welcome you to 6 in the City. A reminder, the AMP series is back this coming Friday night, July the 11th. So let's get ready to go. Let's see, it's Tyler Kitchen and the Right Pieces. So we'll find out about that and more coming up later in the show.
Yes.
Speaking of the show, what else going on? I hope everyone had a great 4th of July.
That's true.
Summer celebrations this weekend, you know, because we got the summer celebration weather.
That's right.
It's hot.
It is hot.
It is hot.
It is super hot. So this week we've got many things happening, especially with Parks and Rec. They're going to come on and talk about a few different things. Some
like the
events,
Civic Center.
Yes, and events that they have coming up, an auction. We're going to hear from the Tennessee State Parks. We have a special guest on.
We certainly do.
And she's very cute. I just met her. It is a female bird.
A female bird?
I didn't mean to tell you what it was, but
I didn't know
you'll
that.
see her soon. She's very cute. We're going to hear also from Friends of Salem Cemetery, a historic site. We're going to hear from a winner of the Tennessee State Games. She is a disc golf winner.
Yes,
so she's going to tell us about her experience and many more things in music with Darius Mullin.
That's right. Inspirational Christian hip hop. He's been writing hip hop music since he was a youngster. So we're going to see the results of his work, some new works coming that he's about to release, some stuff he's already released, so it's all right ahead. Yes. So stay right where you are for this 6 in the City.
Hi, I'm here to ask the people of Jackson to be a part of a groundbreaking program, 4 Minute City.
Every minute you don't get help after a sudden cardiac arrest, your chance of survival decreases by 10%.
That's why Friends of Heart and the Jackson Fire Department have created a care team.
A group of everyday citizens trained, equipped, and ready to save lives in our community.
Please call this number or visit our website.
Together, we can save lives.
Every 3 years, the American Public Power Association recognizes public power companies that demonstrate proficiency in reliability, workforce development, safety, and system improvement. The recognition, RP3. The highest level RP3 is the Diamond RP3. In 2023, JEA's Electric Division received the Diamond RP3 Award for the 8th consecutive time. This never happened before, but it's JEA today. Tired of internet that leaves you waiting and monitoring your usage with extra fees? Switch to EPlus Broadband from the Jackson Energy Authority for fiber optic internet with the fastest speeds to keep everyone connected. Enjoy being online as much as you want without worrying about extra fees or data usage limits. Perfect for when you need to download and upload large files, stream videos, or use your favorite video conferencing app. EPlus Broadband, fastest internet, no data caps, no slowdowns, no worries.
Dustin Cromwell is with us. He was an interpretive ranger at Reelfoot Lake State Park, and now you've moved up. You're regional director here in West Tennessee.
I'm the Area 1 interpretive ranger. That's
right. All right, interpretive ranger. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
He's got more degrees than I ever thought about even looking at, and so we're glad to have him. He's got a special guest with us, and we're being introduced to falcons and falconry with a bird that I don't think when you look at her for the first time, you think, well, I wouldn't think falcon.
Yeah. So, this is Nankana. She is an American kestrel, which is the smallest falcon species in North America. We have approximately 3 in this part of the world and this part of the country here, and she is the smallest of those 3 in Tennessee.
So they are indigenous to this area? Or?
They are. You see them a lot on power lines. Mm-hmm. So as you're driving down the road,
I wouldn't think about her like I said being a falcon if I saw her.
Yeah. If you're driving down the road, you see a small bird on the power lines, usually kind of wag their tail a little bit, mostly in open areas. They're open field hunters. Okay. And the giveaway for her is, and all falcons really, is the Maller stripes, which is just a fancy way to say she's got those black lines under her eyes. And so under her eyes there, yeah. And so that tells you she's a falcon.
Looks like her mascara's been running.
It is, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. It's the same thing that same idea like baseball players, football players put the black lines under their eyes. It kind of stole it from the falcons.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so I see.
So what is her normal diet?
Normal diet in the wild is going to be large insects. So you think of like the big grasshoppers that you see. Also be rodents of varying species and sizes. So. And then one of her favorite foods, and the other falcons that we have as well, are birds. So a lot of people call these birds sparrow hawks, even though they are a falcon. And so she'll eat really small birds about the size of a sparrow.
How long have you had her?
She's been with Reelfoot for 2 or 3 years now, and transferred from another park and was there just a year or two before that.
Now, I'm showing my ignorance here, but the distinction between a falcon and a hawk is what? I mean,
So falcons are built a little differently, if you want to look at it that way. So hawks are broad-winged birds that are more for soaring, a little slower pace.
Okay.
Where falcons are more streamlined and built for speed. So
they eat voles, you say, as
they
well?
do voles.
How
and
do
other
they
rodents.
get them?
So the kestrel has some really neat adaptations. One of the things that she does is she could see an ultraviolet light. And so if you think of a mouse running across the field, they're leaving a little trail behind them, like they do in your house sometimes. So they'll urinate as they run through a field,
can sense
and
that.
she can see that ultraviolet light bouncing off of mouse urine, and so that helps her track her
Hawkeye
prey.
vision, but
Yeah,
a falcon.
her vision's about 2 or 3 times better than ours, but on top of that, she can see a extra spectrum of light that we can't. So it helps her track those down, and then she just dives down on top of them.
Okay.
What does captivity look like?
So she's got a new enclosure she's about to move into. If you get a chance to go to Reelfoot Lake, it is, I think it's a 5 by 5 foot enclosure that's about 7 feet tall. And so she's going to be in there. We put different perching in there. She gets fed every day. Not 3 square meals, but once a day. And then she will also have a few things in there, what we call enrichment, and that just stimulates her brain a little bit. It gives her puzzles, that sort of thing to do, tear things apart. You know, that's
Now, the information you shared with us, they are a monogamous bird, so they have a partner for life. Then.
pretty much. So a lot of your raptor species, including the kestrel, all the way up to things like bald eagles, they will usually select a mate for most of their life. Now, they're monogamous in the same sense as humans are. So sometimes, you know, we don't stick with the same person for our entire life. But
Yeah.
birds, the birds of prey are generally that way.
That way. And they train or raise their young or help them, is that right?
So they do, yeah. So birds of prey grow pretty rapidly. So you think of something the size of an eagle. From hatching to leaving the nest takes about 3 months. So they go from just a little gray fuzz ball to full size, the size of their parents in 3 months. Kestrels are a little faster than that, but they stick around. Mom and dad kind of help them out, and they will. First of all, they kind of lure them out of the nest because they don't want to leave. You know, they've been sitting there getting fed
every
free
day,
meals
yeah.
every day. So they do need to be lured out sometimes. But once they do get out and start flying around, mom and dad kind of give them opportunities to hunt and teach them how to fly and maneuver, and landing's the big thing. It's hard for
Oh, is that right?
newly flighted birds to land. It's always fun
land.
to watch.
Do they have these markings at birth?
They do not. So at birth, they're going to be covered in down feathers and then grow those the adult plumage in once they fledge. So when they leave the nest, they will have their flight feathers in and be this coloration. Some other birds, like great horned owls, will have fuzzy head for a little while until they grow in their adult feathers. But for the most part, they'll have those flight feathers and tail feathers in place when they leave.
How are they doing in the wild?
They're doing great. They're least species of least concern, and so they're everywhere. You see them all over the place.
Is that right? I'll just have to look now. I never
you
thought
just
about
have to-
seeing a falcon.
Watch
especially
those
that
power
size.
lines.
And how do you distinguish female from male?
So the females are all brown. So her wings back here are going to be brown with those black stripes, and the males will have blue wings.
Okay.
Do they have stripes on their wings as well?
You know, I don't remember. I think they do.
Okay.
That's been a minute since I've seen a male. I'll have to look it up.
Do you know if the male have the mascara running?
They do, yeah. So all falcons, male and female, will have the malar stripes, and so, or what we call them mustaches sometimes.
So she's on display
Okay.
where?
She's at Reelfoot Lake State Park.
Okay, so you can see her.
You can see her and 11 other birds at
Okay,
Reelfoot Lake.
Reelfoot.
But we can't pet her.
Can't pet her, no. We try to emphasize that she is a wild animal still, yeah.
Gotcha.
We appreciate you. It's good to see you again.
Good to see
appreciate
you.
the
Yeah.
sharing.
Thanks for having me.
Yes,
Learn
thank
something
you.
new every day. We're going to learn about the Civic Center coming up next as we continue this Six in the City.
A water system includes everything from wells to water storage to water lines to treatment, with constant lab testing to ensure water safety. Every 2 years, the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation performs an unannounced on-site audit and evaluation of every facet of a water system. Perfect score, $5.99. In 2024, JEA, for the 4th consecutive inspection, received a 5.99. 8 years of perfect water system scores. That's JEA today.
Are you planning a red-hot summer? Well, here is how to have one and save a life as well. Donate blood at Lifeline or at a mobile blood drive near you, now until Labor Day.
And you'll be entered to win this red-hot 2022 Ford Mustang convertible from Joe Mahan Ford.
So give blood, save a life, and have a red-hot summer with Lifeline Blood Services.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Welcome back to 6 in the City. Thanks to Dustin Crowell for being with us. Tony Black is with us, LaShawn Hicks with us, and Tony, of course, directs the Jackson Recreation and Parks Department. LaShawn directs the Carl Perkins Civic Center. We've been doing this show. We've had the studio down here for several years. LaShawn and I've been waving to each other every week as I go by. And we got to talk to each other. One of the first times, I guess, unless you've been on this show before. And so we're glad to have you. The Civic Center was opened in 1973, so she's 52 years old, Carl Perkins Civic Center is. So we have some work to do.
A lot.
A lot. All right, so what's up right now, LaShawn?
So the main thing we're doing is we're concentrating on our risers. That's the biggest thing. Right. The previous risers we had were 50 plus years old.
Oh, wow.
They've been here longer than I have.
Okay.
I've been here 19 years. Okay. But we're doing an upgrade with our risers. They're basically going to be the same as the previous one, but a little bit more modern.
Okay.
So the ones we have now, we got to do with one pageant, we got another one coming in July. Those are temporary.
No, temporary.
Okay.
Yeah, yes.
Have they worked out well?
Very well.
Okay. All right, so good.
Where are the risers used?
Where?
Mm-hmm. Are they just in the audience?
Yes, they're just in the auditorium.
Okay.
Yes. And they seat like 921 people. With the balcony is 1,000, so we can seat a total of 1,900 people with the risers and balcony.
Okay.
Will the new risers seat the same amount?
Yes, they will be the exact same amount.
What is that installation process going to be? When's it going to take place?
It will start December the 1st and go through January the 23rd.
Okay.
It takes seven weeks.
7 weeks.
Yeah.
So the Holiday Pops concert, if you see it on the symphony schedule this year, is going to be in November, and that's the reason, right?
Yes.
Get this renovation
We thought
starting in
that
December.
this is one of those. We thought it was a 2-week process, and all they measured the interior to match the seating to the auditorium, and they're going to come in and lay it out like a big puzzle. Okay. All of the parts will be in the floor, and section by section. 7 different sections.
So what will be different about these, Tony? Will they be easier to handle, maneuver? Or I never thought about where they go.
Sean can tell you it takes how many days with the old ones.
The old ones took 3+ days. These should take 8 hours tops.
Okay.
So they go where?
They go downstairs. They're in the basement.
Okay.
Once you fold them up, it's a total of 18 risers. You got 9 big ones and 9 small ones.
Okay.
So they fold up, and they pushed onto the stage lift and lowered into the basement.
You've probably never been in the bottom.
I've never been in the basement.
There is a big open space, and the risers, which is the lift that brings them up. Okay. You take them down, and they're stored there. Wow. You need to go down there and see. I was blown away. It is massive.
This stuff just appears when we got special events and disappears. And I never thought about where it went. And what else is happening with the Civic Center?
We also have painted the auditorium. The mayor gave us a good idea to go ahead and paint the auditorium black, so we got the approval from the mayor, so now the auditorium is painted black.
So what does that do for you and for events?
It makes it look better and more elegant, and it will make your crowd look bigger or smaller. You won't see nothing but the crowd and whatever's on stage.
Okay. What was the color?
Brown.
Brown
Yes.
bricks.
It was just the bricks, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And what amazes me about the Civic Center being built in 1973, Jackson population was only about 28 or 29,000. Just about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, they built the Coliseum.
Right.
And it was a premier sporting event place.
Yeah, exactly.
To think that a city
That
like
size.
this had visionary leaders,
Yeah. Oh,
and
sure
then
did.
to come behind that and build this, and this is, like you say, 50 plus years, and
53
it
years
is one of the premier places that people rent
52.
for their events.
Yeah.
It's got good
Well,
bones.
it changed the city because we suddenly could have conventions and American Legion, all these people start showing up. Just like I did some research into the Coliseum because it opened in '68.
Yeah.
As a high school athletic facility, the original board with the coaches from JCM and Mary, or not from JCM, from Jackson High School
Jackson
and
High.
Mary.
Yeah, it was Jackson High.
And then suddenly the state tournament's here, and then here comes the Globetrotters, here comes concerts and everything. And then we built a new library. We built a civic center, a library, and a Coliseum in 6 years.
Yes. Yeah.
What an amazing thing. And we can't keep them up to date.
Forward-thinking leadership.
They certainly
Even though
were.
the form of government, a lot of, just three
Yeah,
men
yeah.
running everything,
It was-
but
it was really
still with
exciting.
that, the size of the city,
Yeah.
it created some venues that are still here.
Change the city. Well, Ray Charles came to this city.
Yeah.
We've got a civic center and all these pageants and everything else. Yeah.
And we've done the floors really
Yeah.
stripped and waxed, and
Okay.
a whole lot of good things that's coming. We're getting the lift repaired, the piston lift, so the elevator is going to be repaired. So it's great.
It's
And we
exciting.
got a drapery package as well.
Okay. Good to see you both.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
the work
Nice
you
to see
do.
you as well.
Tony Black with us and LaShawn Hicks. Well, this young man works with them. His name is Darius Mullin. Darius is another hip-hop artist. We've had some on recently. He is a Christian hip-hop artist. We're going to turn it over to Darius. Darius, stage is yours, friend.
A new season is beginning. Matter of fact, it's just begun. Sometimes I write for impact, sometimes I write for fun. When it comes to this track, it may just be the latter, but stay tuned, my next tunes may be a little fatter. That old school, but that new wave, like a MacBook and a Sensei. I bring the fire like a heat wave, the ways paved, better hit save and get ready for some new things. I hope you're ready for some new things. My entrance always making waves like Moses going backwards. Epic entrance on the spot like Batman flanked by bat herds. Cheesy puns all in my songs like Dairy making mass curds. I lose my mind and then I find a brand new way to rap. Words I go off on every track, now go play it back. It's all in the bag that I call a sack. I tower like Shaq of everything whack, my own quarterback. Get ready for some new things. I hope you're ready for some new things. Never wanna make my music sound braggadocious. You know that method spineless, call it osteoporosis. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Rhymes are so atrocious. Boy, you better know this, that if I'm on your iPod, all credit goes to my God. And every place I've ever trod is all his doing, it's not odd. So get ready for some new things. I hope you're ready for some new things.
Jackson got electric streetlights in 1887. Electricity expanded with the Suburban Street Railway Company. And in 1897, Suburban switched from horse-drawn cars to electric. The company became the Jackson Railway and Light Company. Streetcars plus electric power for homes. Power for home lights was turned on at 6 p.m. and turned off at 10 p.m. After that, go back to gas or kerosene, but it was another step toward JEA today.
For 9 years, the READ team has helped over 2,200 second graders read better through coaching and friendships. Students have increased their word recognition by as much as 300%. Reading on grade level opens the door for Google searches, driver's licenses, and career opportunities. Invest 1 hour a week to give our second graders every chance to read on grade level. Go to thereadteam.org to sign up. The READ Team, changing our community one word at a time. In partnership with JMCSS, Leaders Education Foundation, and United Way of West Tennessee. But you already knew that because you can read.
For the most reliable drinking water supply at the highest quality, reach for the tap. Our tap water is safe and continues to exceed all government requirements. For more information about our drinking water, visit www.jaxenergy.com/JEACCR.
Move over. It's the law. When approaching work vehicles or crews, move over to create a safety zone. It protects utility workers, law enforcement, firefighters, and emergency personnel. It's not an option. Slow down. It could save a life. Stay safe. Move over.
Welcome back to 6 in the City. John Rawl is with us, and John is the executive director of the Friends of Salem Cemetery Historic Site, which is a cemetery that goes back to 1825, the material you share. So it's one of the oldest in Madison County. And we had Springbrook, I mean, we had all kinds of settlements in early Madison County. Wherever there was water, people were settling. And Jackson was not the only one, not necessarily the main one, said Denmark. And so anyway, so it's got great history. What's happening with that site now?
Well, Steve, I thank you for having me on, and good to meet you as well, Jordan. Salem Cemetery is the second oldest cemetery in Madison County. It was settled as part of a Methodist campground back in the 1820s when the Chickasaw lands opened here in West Tennessee. The settlers came, and Salem Cemetery was ultimately created. One of the burials out there is of Adam Huntsman, the peg-leg politician.
Who beat David Crockett.
He sure did.
Sent him to the Alamo, yeah.
There would not be a Texas if not for Jackson,
That's
Tennessee.
right, Jackson, Tennessee. That's the truth.
And Adam Huntsman. But
yeah.
Yes, Huntsman is one of the burials out there, and there's a lot of other people buried from that time period before the Civil War. And then in 1862, we had a battle here in Madison County, the Battle of Salem Cemetery, also known in the official records as the Battle of Jackson, Tennessee. And that happened in December of 1862. And it was,
which was pivotal because the Union had won at Shiloh, and they were occupying this area.
That is correct.
And they were getting ready to go to Vicksburg, and so Forrest comes in here to disrupt their supplies, and so he feigned an attack on Jackson.
He sure did. He brought over 2,000 cavalry forces across the Tennessee River at Clifton into West Tennessee in December of 1862, and they had a battle in Lexington on December 18th, and then the Battle of Jackson happened on the 19th, early morning hours, 500 troops versus 500 cavalry forces under General Nathan Bedford Forrest.
Okay. Now, he just faked an attack on Jackson.
He did. Most of his forces went to the north, and then they started raiding the railroad north of Jackson, really caused a mess. The Union forces under Ulysses S. Grant's, their forces were here in Jackson and in Corinth as well. And this move by General Forrest was to totally disrupt the supply lines of the federal forces that were occupying West Tennessee. And then at the same time in Mississippi, Earl Van Dorn did the same thing in nearby Holly Springs, Mississippi, and caused tremendous havoc. All of this was an effort to stall the Union advance on Vicksburg, Mississippi. And it worked for about 6 months.
Now, the reason we go into all this history of Salem Cemetery is that the Civil War Trust bought this property because it's basically unchanged since the war.
Yeah, there is this incredible organization called the American Battlefield Trust, and they go and buy land all over the country, not just Civil War, but all types of conflicts that have happened in our nation's history. And they found this land, roughly 125 acres here in Jackson, that adjoined the existing cemetery, and they purchased it a couple of years ago. And what's happened is the American Battlefield Trust essentially gave the land to the state of Tennessee, and the state of Tennessee then needed a local partner. So it took a long time, but we ultimately got Madison County to agree to partner with the state of Tennessee.
Through its Recreation and Parks Department.
The state of Tennessee has something called the Tennessee Wars Commission. It's an official state agency, and they manage properties across the state. So this land is now state-owned because American Battlefield Trust gave it to the state, but the state needed a local partner. Madison County has stepped up to be the local partner. So this is going to be a park very similar to nearby Parker's Crossroads. Okay. And if you've been by there right off of I-40, tremendous walking paths, battlefield interpretation. They got a visitor center, and that's exactly what we're hoping Madison County can have with Salem Cemetery.
Is this already in the works?
Oh, it's going. We got a long way to go. Parker's Crossroad has been more than 30 years. Yeah. Steve McDaniel primarily working on that, but we're hoping to cut out a few years because, you know, I might not be here in 30 years.
Now, Katie Chandler's part of this. She's president of this board now.
She is the new chairman. Dr. Charles Cox has been a tremendous help for us for years. The late Malcolm Wilcox also was very instrumental in keeping Salem Cemetery alive and all that. But we've got a board, and our board's been very helpful in this effort. But we're wanting to make walking trails. We're wanting to have visitor interpretation center and just be a good Civil War asset, just like Britton Lane is as well here in Madison County.
So what are you needing, John? Or what's this
well, our main thing, and part of the reason I'm thankful to be on here today with you two, is to bring awareness so people will know that there's something out there. By the way, we haven't even told people where Salem Cemetery is. It's off of Cotton Grove Road. If you're going up Cotton Grove Road, essentially behind the Coca-Cola plant, it's where this is located. And as you said, it's a very rural setting, and it pretty much is unchanged since 1862, that road. And so we're blessed that we have that. But we want to make this a very good historic site for people to see. We want to have a visitor center. We want to have a place where you can go walk your dog at some point, but also learn about Civil War history. You know, for many, 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 many years, Civil War tourism has been a very big component in the tourism world of Tennessee and other states. Shiloh's not far from here. People come into West Tennessee for history, and we want to give them a local asset for that.
We're about to wrap up here. Where do people find you? On Facebook, web?
We are part of the foundation. We're a community fund, so when you ask how people can, please consider a donation. You can get linked to that at our website, salemcemetery.org. If you're interested in Civil War history, you want to get involved, we need all the help we can get. We're, again, just kind of getting this off the ground, but you got to start somewhere, and we're going to do a great job. Okay. We've got a great template 20 miles down the road with Parker's Crossroad. We're trying to do that here, salemcemetery.org.
salemcemetery.org, and go through the West Tennessee. Well, it's the Community Foundation of West Tennessee now, and make that donation as well. It's good to see you, John.
Great to see you. Thank you.
Good luck with this. Darius Mullin's with us. We're going back to the main stage. Darius, the stage is yours.
He says, look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. But if you really look close, there's not a thing there. We're chasing the wind and we're chasing the air. We're chasing the air. I look around and see empires of dirt. I know you're on your grind. I know you put in work. We need to learn to number our days, friend. Sit down, be humble, or be humbled in the end. There we go again, still bragging on the conquest of Lodabar. It's like we keep on finding new ways to set a lower bar. In this day and age, mediocrity's profound. Ah man, what a time to be around. People's reputations hanging on the worthless conquest of nothing, like acquiring possessions or stacking up money. It's like building up a house on the sand. Death huffs and he puffs and blows it all around the land. Your bragging rights are whack. There, I said it on a track. It's too late to take it back. Humility is what you lack. Death comes for us all. Short, tall, big, or small. What's your legacy, y'all? Are you ready or not? Because our worldly deeds are kin to the likes of Ozymandias. Our only hope is God up above and any plan he has. So if you think that treasures on this earth are everlasting, I suggest you take and read and peep Ecclesiastes. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. But if you really look close, there's not a thing there. We're chasing the wind and we're chasing the air. We're chasing the air. I look around and see empires of dirt. I know you're on your grind. I know you put in work. We need to learn to number our days, friend. Sit down, be humble, or be humbled in the end. Why would I gain the world to lose my soul? Chasing after endless lists of human goals. I'd rather kill my flesh than live lavish. Man, forget rapping. We've been chasing what's plastic since Adam. But all things pass away in due time. It's ash from clay, dust to dust, mass decay. I live by the word of what the masters say. Cause all these false prophets just are masquerades. So humble yourself. Have you had enough of yourself? Put your pride down and take your Bible off of the shelf. You'll never hear me doing music just because of the sales. I preach a message of the faith, give you love that prevails. Cause when the trumpet's revealed, the coming king who is all praise due, know that he is making all things new. Cause when the trumpet's revealed, the coming king who is all praise due, know that he is making all things new. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. But if you really look close, there's not a thing there. We're chasing the wind and we're chasing the air. We're chasing the air. I look around and see empires of dirt. I know you're on your grind. I know you put in work. We need to learn to number our days, friend. Sit down, be humble, or be humbled in the end.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
She was a black female singing country music in the 1970s. Moving to Nashville in 1974, she signed with Johnny Howard and 50 States Records. They recorded different textures of country music, but hit the magic with a contemporary country song in 1977, You've Got to Mend This Heartache. It not only charted Billboard Country, in October 1977 it charted Top 40. Her real name? Not Ruby Falls, Bertha Bearden Dorsey. She was born and spent her early life in Jackson, Tennessee.
Well, that was a different kind of cue. No one can hear the cue but us, and so anyway, but it was different. Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, usually 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Somewhere it was like 8, 9, 10. You're on.
Yeah.
Rachel Anders is with us. How are you doing, Rachel?
I'm doing good. How are
we're
you
glad
doing?
you're here, and she got everything on time. Rachel, you know our producer.
I do.
She was your Spanish teacher.
She was. Best Spanish teacher I ever had.
Okay. So Andrew
She's a great
has
teacher.
found another line of work, and we're glad she's with us. But
Yes.
Rachel Anders is with us because she was a recent participant in the recent Tennessee State Games. State Games of Tennessee held here in Jackson for the very first time. It's an event we're going to keep and do each year. And you entered the...
It was the disc golf tournament, and I was in the female advanced division.
And you won the gold medal.
I sure did. It was a great tournament. I believe, like y'all said, it was Jackson's first time hosting the state games. Everybody was super helpful out there, which is more than what you typically see at disc golf tournaments. There were people driving around to take pictures to post. There were people driving around to offer us water. So the event itself was amazing.
Okay, Where was the event?
It was over at the Bend, which is a course that was just put in. Thomas West worked with the city to put it in, and it's on North Highland over where the old golf course used to be.
Highland Green Golf Course
Yes.
is there, Les Shaco's golf course.
Yep.
And of course, city's out there with the tennis complex and other things now.
So many. It's a nice little
And
area over there.
Got a skate park coming in? We got something else coming.
Walking
out there.
paths, all
Yeah,
kinds of
okay.
stuff. Yeah.
What got you interested in disc? Disc golf is where you throw a frisbee. Is that?
It's a
explain
frisbee,
what disc
yes.
golf
So
is.
it's the same concept as golf. The only difference is instead of clubs and a golf ball, you're throwing frisbees at those little baskets you'll sometimes see out on the
In
course.
the early days of TV6, 20 years ago, we had a disc golf show that somebody would send us, from tournaments all over the country.
It's
It was
very
really
competitive.
interesting.
There's not a lot of women in it, so we are actively trying to get more women to play. But overall, I mean, it's a lot of fun to go out. It's free, which is the big difference between disc golf and golf.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to pay to go out and play. Most of the cities put in the courses for you.
So do you throw it directly toward a...
You do.
Or is it where you have to throw twice to get there? Or?
It kind of depends. There's par fours and par fives. So
Okay.
those typically you're not getting up there unless you're really good up at the basket. But a par three, most of the time you have the ability to get right up there, or even ace, which is essentially a hole in one.
Okay, yeah, and are there multiple holes, or are you playing on the same basket the entire time?
So you've got 18 holes, same as golf.
Okay.
We have to walk. It's some rough terrain sometimes. You're up in the woods in a lot of courses. But
does each hole present a different challenge?
It does. So there's two different styles of throwing, which is forehand, where you would throw with your hand
Like
like
tennis?
this. Yes. And then you have backhand, where you kind of pull. And so a lot of shots will shape more catered to one or the other, because they got to see if you're a technical kind of player.
What got you to play?
My husband actually played, and I was never interested in playing. I would walk the course with him, and one day we were actually here in Jackson at Dick's Sporting Goods, and he took me to the disc golf section, and there were pretty discs. And I was like, you didn't tell me there was pretty discs. And he said, I'll buy you all the pretty discs you want. Yeah. So he got me into it, and now we play together.
You are a gold medal winner.
You didn't realize you
I
could
didn't
do it and look
realize it,
cute
yeah.
So
at
how
the
many
same
courses
time.
are there? We had one at one time at Muse Park, but it's been damaged.
I believe it's still open. It had some damage from a storm recently. But here in Jackson, there's Union, Muse, and the Bend. And then I live in Union City. We've got the one over at Grand Park. And my husband and I are actually helping with Fulton, Kentucky to put a course in currently. So
Is Union City and here the only two courses? Or
no, we've got them in Gleason, McKenzie.
Is there somewhere you can find out where they are?
Yes, there's an app. It's called UDisc. You can download it on your phone, and it'll show you all the courses in your local area.
Okay.
UDisc.
UDisc. With a U.
How long does a typical game of disc golf last?
It kind of varies. There's some courses that are smaller than others, so those typically you can get through a lot faster. One like the Bend is typically about 2 hours to play, I would say.
Okay.
But not bad. It's,
For
it's
18
a lot
holes.
of fun for 18 holes. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Of course, some folks get through a golf course in 80 strokes, and I get on the back nine with 120 already in the pocket. I get my money's worth out of a golf
Oh,
course.
yes, absolutely. Enjoy your time.
Good to have you with us.
Thank you for
Congratulations on the
having
gold
me.
medal, and
Yes,
we're glad
thank
the
you.
Tennessee games went well.
Absolutely.
Will you do it again?
Oh, 100%. That was a great tournament, and I thought Jackson did a wonderful job putting all of that out there.
Great. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Bowls for the Hungry. We'll talk about that next as we continue this. Six in the City.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
She was a black female singing country music in the 1970s. Moving to Nashville in 1974, she signed with Johnny Howard and 50 States Records. They recorded different textures of country music, but hit the magic with a contemporary country song in 1977, You've Got to Mend This Heartache. It not only charted Billboard Country, in October 1977, it charted Top 40. Her real name? Not Ruby Falls, Bertha Bearden Dorsey. She was born and spent her early life in Jackson, Tennessee. Whitney Billingsley is with us. She's Community Engagement Director with Jackson Parks and Recreation, here to talk about Bowls for the Hungry, which is an Alyssa Miller project. She helped get this started, so it's good to have you both with us.
Thank you.
This event's coming up at the fairgrounds. It's going to be July the 19th. So what happens? What is Bowls for the Hungry all about?
Well, before we get to that, I just want to say happy National Parks and Rec Month. July has been proclaimed as our month, so congratulations to us. And we've had several of our staff here today to bless you guys with their presence. Darius is a part of us, and of course me, Alyssa, and Mr. Black. So I just wanted to throw that in real quick.
Very good. Well, congratulations.
Yeah. So we are here to talk about Bowls for the Hungry, and Alyssa will tell you a lot more about that.
So what is this, Alyssa?
Yeah, so really it's a collaborative project through the whole city. So we're partnering with the Dream Center, Area Relief Ministries, RIFA, Tennessee Homeless Solutions, as well as The Place. And we're just really excited to come alongside these nonprofits and raise awareness of the need in our community and funds for helping our neighbors. So all of the money that we raise from the auction of these bowls as well as other bowls are going to go to these nonprofits to help fight against hunger in our community.
So what happens at this event then? It starts at 4 o'clock? Is that right?
5 to 8 at the fairgrounds. And there's going to be a live band. The Will Byer Band is going to be playing, and there's going to be food from Latham's. You'll get to hear from each of these nonprofits and hear what they're doing, how you can help out.
Right.
And then, of course, there's going to be the incredible auction of these bowls.
So these bowls are auctioned off?
Yes.
And they're done by artists here then?
Yeah, so most of the bowls are done by the nonprofits. Each nonprofit came in and worked on some bowls as a staff day. But then also a lot of the students that are through the Bema Ceramic Studio made bowls. And then we had local artists come and create bowls as well, just taking their time and creativity and putting it to
can you auction on them, bid on them before the actual auction date?
Yeah, so the auction
So it's
actually
not a live
started.
auction, it's a silent auction.
It's a silent auction in some sense. So the auction is already live. Went live yesterday, and it will be live until the end of the event on July 19th. So a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to put in my bid last minute. But my parents did that last year, and we closed the auction before they got their bid in, and then they didn't get the bull they wanted.
So how do we bid?
So you can go to jacksontn.betterworld.org, and that's where you would go to find tickets as well as the auction.
So how much are tickets?
The tickets are $20.
Yeah.
And that does include your meal.
And entertainment.
And your entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we need to be there at 5.
Yes, please.
Okay, so it starts at 5, goes to 8. So
Yes.
I wasn't sure if it was come and go auction type thing, but no, it's
No,
a
we want you
planned
to come
event.
and enjoy the entire event.
evening,
There will
okay.
be speakers, like she said, there will be a live band. Of course, Alyssa and I do a little bit of dancing. You don't want to miss that. But it's a very fun event, of course, and
So
it's
this
for a
will
great
inform
cause.
us about these organizations as well as the
Yes,
bowls and everything else.
each
Okay.
organization will be able to speak about what they
work.
do for the community.
Okay.
And you'll just get to learn and have fun and eat and have a great time.
How many bowls will be on display?
So I still actually have a couple last-minute entries that are going in the kiln today. But so far, I think we have 125 bowls.
Okay.
So there's quite a few. And each bowl is like a reflection of the artist that made it. So it's very exciting to hear, I got to be the behind the scenes and hear the stories and the inspiration behind each artwork. So it's very unique to the artist.
And we had some special guests that made bowls. Our ladies from
The Miss Volunteer America. We
America.
actually were here just not too long ago with Miss Volunteer America during their contest week. And all of the ladies worked on making bowls. So we have literally every state represented in this auction, which is pretty wild. So this
Do you
is
have a favorite?
This is actually one of the bowls from Miss Volunteer America. The winners from the previous year made this one. And
she can't have a favorite.
I can't. I love them all. But
Tennessee's the right answer.
Right.
I love them all. But I did pick some. I had my students help me narrow it down because I'm partial to all of them. But my students helped me look through some of the bowls, and so these were the ones we thought we'd put on TV today. Yeah.
And I just wanted to add that she is our ceramic instructor. So if you are interested in making some of these bowls, you can visit us at parks.jacksontn.gov and register for some of her classes. She does more than ceramics, pottery. There's a lot of things that you guys probably...
That is parks.jackson.gov.
Parks.jacksontn.gov.
Can you find it on social media as well?
Yes, we're on Facebook, social media at Jackson TN Parks.
All right, and to get tickets for this event?
It's jacksontn.betterworld.org.
.betterworld.org. Good to
Or
see
you can
both.
find it on ours,
All right,
too.
just find
Yes.
it.
Good
Get
to
out
see you guys.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Well, it's a fantastic project. Bowls for the Hungry coming up July 19th here in Jackson. That'll be at the fairground.
Yes.
We're going back to the main stage. I'd like to have this young man with us. He is a contemporary Christian hip-hop artist. He writes a lot of his own, he writes all of his material, in fact. This is Darius Mullin. Darius?
Been out of the game so long, I got separation anxiety. It's ritual propriety for me to freaking fry a beat. Shoot straight for the stars, I'm bypassing the moon. And no box can hold me like I'm Rocket Raccoon. These are William Shakespeare bars like I'm rolling with the bard. Magic on the microphone like, is this your card? You try to ghost me and I'm after you like waka waka waka. And if we're talking Smash Bros, I'll beat you with 3 stocks, son. This is just a little off the top. You can call it J Crew, all natural, spectacular, call it a Mother Nature show. This isn't set for release, I'm just doing this for practice. And just so we're clear, I am not him, God is. Might say I'm ironic, I just say what the heck. Might be found catatonic, headphones wrapped around the neck. This music's so timeless, I might put it on analog. Kill 'em with kindness and 1,000 deep cuts from my catalog. They thought I was retired, it was a writing sabbatical. I'll take any ingredient and throw it in this casserole. Wrote this in my bedroom, that's what I call NDA. Making big moves, my partners might need an NDA. Boy, I'm from North Carolina, I'm the first to be fly. Boy, I'm from Texas, don't mess with the guy. Boy, I'm from Missouri, you gotta show me your work. Boy, I'm from Tennessee, I volunteered to bring the hurt. Just ate some ramen at 1 a.m. and still flow so cold. Change your life like dirty gravel, Damascus Road. This is so irreverent, so disrespectant. No disinfectant, no, so not expected, expectorant. 100% guafinocin, not your average citizen. Deep space denizen, writing verses in my room like Emily Dickinson. I said I'm in my room like Emily Dickinson.
It stands out in the landscape. It's the newest and largest water tank in the JEA system. Located northeast of McKellar-Sipes Airport, it holds 2.5 million gallons of water. Construction costs just shy of $4 million, but it will supply water and the water pressure necessary to sustain fire hydrants in an expanding industrial and commercial area of Jackson. Meeting needs and building for the future, all a part of JEA today.
That's my neighbor, Joe. Hey, Joe. Hey, John. Joe's about to make a very big mistake. Hey, Joe, you think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have your underground utilities marked before you start digging?
John, that's just for big projects.
Actually, it's for any digging project. Hey, congratulations, Joe. You found your electric line. Remember, safe digging always begins with a free call to 811. You want to borrow my phone, buddy?
Are you planning a red hot summer? Well, here's how to have one and save a life as well. Donate blood at Lifeline or at a mobile blood drive near you, now until Labor Day.
And you'll be entered to win this red hot 2022 Ford Mustang convertible from Joe Mahan Ford.
So give blood, save a life, and have a red hot summer with Lifeline Blood Services.
Well, in the midst of all of this activity, and there are many, many things going on, we've got summer celebration. It happens every other year now, and it's just a mainstay in Jackson, West Tennessee, with the University of Tennessee Center for Ag Research and Education on Airways Boulevard. Tate Cronin is with us. We've already had the Kitchen Divas on.
Yes, yeah, the
And that's
Kitchen
gonna
Divas.
You pay $5 to get to see the Divas. Or
Yes,
cook.
but everything else is
Everything
free.
is free, so just come on out there, and it's coming up Thursday. What's that date?
July 10th. It's this Thursday.
This week?
Thursday. Yep, it's
It
2
is
days
this
from
Thursday.
now. We're counting
Wow.
it down. Yeah, it's from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We're over on Airways Boulevard, 605, right here in Jackson. This will be our 34th summer celebration.
Now, you got a new theme this year, or you
We
brought
do.
back one.
Yeah, so we didn't do a theme in 2023, but we are bringing it back this year. And Steve, we are going big. We are doing Come for the Show. It'll be all things Hollywood. We're literally rolling out a red carpet right there in the lobby. We're going to have free popcorn, all new garden installations. A lot of people have been out there. They know our bottle wall. We actually did that for the 2014 summer celebration. So we're going to have all new garden artwork installations.
Wow.
In addition to all our regular summer celebration activities.
Now, you got sessions going on all through the day.
We do. So the event starts at 8 and goes until 4. The educational lectures begin at 9. We'll have multiple going on at once. Oftentimes there's 5 taking place at the same time, but thankfully they repeat throughout the day. So if you have to, you have to just pick one, but if you miss one, there'll be one later on in the day, a repeat of it. 14 total presentations and 4 garden tours.
Who are the artists behind the installations?
The main person leading the charge is Jason Reeves. He's the curator of the grounds there. If you've been to the gardens before, there's all these different hundreds and hundreds of different plant varieties. Many of them are for research purposes. They help basically help commercial horticulture companies know what performs well here in Tennessee. But they're all there for community enjoyment, public enjoyment. They're busy right now installing the new artwork and getting everything ready for this event.
And it's this Thursday, man, right, the 10th.
Yep.
All right.
This is your How many have y'all had of these?
This will be the 34th, so we're on a biennial schedule. We haven't had one since 2023, and we won't host another until 2027.
So you better not miss it.
Yes, exactly.
It's a big deal. Now, the themes, can you give some of the specifics, or where can we go to get the list of the?
Yeah. So if you want to know more about the different presentations, because a lot of people like to look ahead, plan out where they need to go, you can go to westtn.tennessee.edu. You can also go to UT Gardens Jackson, our Facebook page. The program is on there. The plant list is on there. We have our plant sale going on. So you can go ahead and take a look at the different plant selections that we'll have. Go ahead and pick out what you want to get ahead of time. But we'll also have vendors throughout the day, wagon tours. Like you said, the Kitchen Divas will be doing cooking demonstrations, but it's really a family-friendly event. We'll have arts and crafts for kids. Local 4-H'ers will be selling food, so come in the morning, spend the whole day with us.
All right, it's westtn.tennessee, is that right?
Yep, westtn.tennessee.edu.
What are your social handles?
For Facebook, we're just on Facebook. There's the UT Gardens Jackson. That has most of the information. There's also the West Tennessee Ag Research and Education Center. The information will be on both.
Are most of the presenters professors?
Yeah, so most of the presenters are going to be UTIA faculty and staff from all over the state, everyone from horticulture experts, forestry specialists. There'll even be people talking about like pest control, how to keep varmints out of your yard, to keep your vegetable garden safe. We also bring in some different guests, like someone from the Memphis Botanic Garden will be here. So we try to include both internal UT specialists as well as some new faces as well.
Great.
Summer Celebration is such a special event. It draws a lot of people.
It does.
In fact, the grounds, and I didn't realize this until a few years ago, the grounds themselves, people visit because they're open all year around. You can walk, you see all the different kinds of grass side by side to know what to look for or what works best or whatever. But people visit from all over the world coming into Jackson. Since they're coming through, many people know about this and come out there.
Exactly, yeah. We're part of the State Botanical Garden of Tennessee, so it's 3 locations, Jackson, Crossville, and Knoxville, that together make up Tennessee's official State Botanic Garden. And it's right here in Jackson. So I've literally pulled up to work before, and there's people taking wedding photos, prom photos. Sometimes it's just families having a picnic, but it's totally free to come just walk around. We're open daylight to dusk year-round.
Can you purchase flowers?
We don't sell flowers except for at our sales. We have the spring plant sale in May, the fall plant sale in October, and then we sell at Summer Celebration as well.
So that plant sale will be 8 till 4?
Or
just in the morning? Or
it'll be all day from 8 to 4.
8 to 4.
Yep, it'll be perennials like trees, shrubs, as well as other plants. You name it, we probably have it. And if you miss anything, you can always shop again in October. October 2nd and 3rd is our Fall in the Gardens. Very similar to Summer Celebration. We'll have lectures, plant sale, activities for the whole family.
How did the Kitchen Divas fall into this?
Yeah, so the Kitchen Divas joined us many years ago. We have a demonstration kitchen there at the center in addition to some indoor meeting spaces. So some presentations are outdoors, some are indoors. The Kitchen Divas will be selling their tickets an hour before each session. They're on at, I believe it's 10, 12, and 2. So you can buy tickets 1 hour before. You need to make sure you get your tickets because they often sell out.
They sell out.
But yeah, it's $5 a ticket, but that's to help them cover the cost of the food because you get to sample what they cook.
Right.
Tate, it's good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
It is this Thursday, July 10th. And if you're watching us on Friday, we hate you missed it. It'll be back in 2 years, Summer Celebration. We'll be back with more as we continue this. 6 in the City.
It stands out in the landscape. It's the newest and largest water tank in the JEA system. Located northeast of McKellar-Sipes Airport, it holds 2.5 million gallons of water. Construction costs just shy of $4 million, but it will supply water and the water pressure necessary to sustain fire hydrants in an expanding industrial and commercial area of Jackson. Meeting needs and building for the future, all a part of JEA today.
That's my neighbor, Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a very big mistake. Hey, Joe, you think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have your underground utilities marked before you start digging?
John, that's just for big projects.
Actually, it's for any digging project. Congratulations, Joe. You found your electric line. Remember, safe digging always begins with a free call to 811. You want to borrow my phone, buddy?
Are you planning a red hot summer? Well, here is how to have one and save a life as well. Donate blood at Lifeline or at a mobile blood drive near you, now until Labor Day.
And you'll be entered to win this red hot 2022 Ford Mustang convertible from Joe Mahan Ford.
So give blood, save a life, and have a red hot summer with Lifeline Blood Services.
Welcome back to Six in the City. I want to thank all of our guests for being with us. Just a variety of things happening, and get to meet everything from Falcon to find out about summer celebration.
That's right.
Always enjoy this show. A couple things we'll remind you of, and that is music is back. Tyler Kinchin and the Right Pieces, the AMP series Friday night, coming up this Friday night, and then the Jimmy Church Band will be here on the 25th. And also, of course, we got more things going on with music. Wayne Geraldine were with us last week, and their Bluegrass Festival is July 11th and 12th, so check details in Savannah, Tennessee. We also want to be mindful of, 731 Day is coming up. We're going to find out about that next week, but mindful of what's happening in Texas. And I know that you got young people in your household that age.
Yes.
And I can't imagine what that is like.
It is heartbreaking, absolutely, to read the stories and, have that age group in my own house, so.
It's happened. We had it happen in Waverly a few years ago. It's just suddenly flood surge that destroys, so many things unexpectedly. And of course, all that in East Tennessee with a hurricane that settled in East Tennessee and the Carolinas. So
we do plan to post on our social media pages. If you are looking to get involved or donate, we will post some information of credible resources that you can check out.
One thing I want to talk about, Darius Mullin is with us, a Christian hip hop artist. He started writing material years ago. Darius, where do people find your material?
You can find it on all streaming platforms under just the name Darius Mullin, and I'm also on social media and stuff.
Okay. So you started writing this at what age?
I was 14, I think.
Okay. And not everybody composes hip hop music. So why did that appeal to you?
Yeah, I got really into Christian hip hop specifically when I was around that age, early teens, and just really enjoyed it. Really resonated with me the way you can put words together in that way. And then eventually I thought I'd try my hand at it and have some supportive people in my life that helped me give it a shot. And then now I'm doing it myself.
We're glad to have you here. Look at the Cardinal baseball schedule. We got Cardinal baseball, I think, every day this week all the way through Sunday. So just check the schedule here at EPlus TV6. And what's coming up next week?
Well, first, we want to say happy birthday.
Oh, that's right.
To Ted Austin.
Yes.
He is our boss and friend. So happy birthday, Ted. Next week.
49.
No, he's 39.
Okay.
Next week, we're going to hear from West.
I wasn't trying to suck up, Ted. I was just trying to be nice.
What? I thought it was closer to mic.
They said we got to wrap up.
All right. West Star Leadership next week. Thomas Media turns 25.
Okay.
Yes.
731 Day. We'll talk about that.
Yes.
Right now, we're going to talk to Darius Miller and let him get us out of here. Darius, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Six in the City, for having me. It's fun to be here. You with the oldest trick that's in the book, then follow with the switcheroo. Do it for change, not change, the motto that I'm sticking to. I rhyme cinematic, like a Shyamalan plot twist. It's a sixth sense, the way I put the beat in the past tense. Unbreakable concentration, rap Bruce Willis, rhyme wizard assassin. Just you watch me kill this in a four-door to Mordor with schemes you never heard before. Shake him to the core before blasting more back through the door. I stay down to earth, you can call it sedimentary. Wasn't allowed to read Harry Potter in elementary. That sound judgment, honestly don't resent it, but now I am a wizard, I turn silence into music. Now I am a wizard, I turn silence into music. Now I am a wizard. Bury me in the marsh until the moss grows out of my back and the tree roots in my ribcage expand and start to crack, and a couple dozen layers of sediment are stacked. Smack dab rap from my forehead to my lap. Awaken me to the baseline, you can tell that your boy is back when mycelium like helium raise me back up intact and the air starts to crackle, sparkle, snap, pop, crack. It's magic when I rap, I hope you hear it on the track. I stay down to earth, you can call it sedimentary. Wasn't allowed to read Harry Potter in elementary. That sound judgment, honestly don't resent it, but now I am a wizard, I turn silence into music. Now I am a wizard, I turn silence into music. Now I am a wizard, I turn silence into music.